Lift on, struggler. You were born under a sky that shines on the strong and rains on the weak. No matter how hard you try to escape it, this is the reality of existence. There is no constant to your life save for suffering, and any relief you might feel will be nothing but a temporary respite until the wind of challenges picks up again. In the midst of the storm, will you be leaf or eagle? The tempest has no king, but it welcomes sailors, those crazy enough to call its heart their home. With raindrops falling like bullets and drafts blowing in roars, only a madman could. For it would be much more comfortable to go seek shelter and leave that hurricane business to the fools willing to wet their wings. But if you're just going to walk, why do you have them in the first place? Stop looking at adversity like the enemy. It is nothing but momentum for you to overcome. It will carry you forward, like the zephyr swelling the sails of a mighty boat. But if you fail, it will crush you on the rocks with unforgiving vigor. The good news is, you're not made of wood. The flesh that bonds your bones comes from fiery stars, and the weights that animate your soul possess the depth and complexity of the most sinister black holes. You are a creature built entirely for survival, with at your disposal a potential for evolution that puts to shame even the endless redisposition of the billion water molecules that slowly make their way through the clepsydra, marking with each aquatic plank the inevitable advancement of a death soon to come. Only a coward would recoil and whimper at the thought of his end. For what life do you expect to live if you're afraid to lose it? And since this word favors the tough, and the man who cannot safeguard himself is already dead, you must find a way to find the tiger. And when you stare at its face and contemplate its fangs, and think maybe that the swing of its claws might prove too much to handle, that is when you launch yourself at its throat. For make no mistake, the tiger is forever on the prowl. In this modern jungle we call home, the tiger has stripped its stripes, replaced instead by a void that reminds us painfully that the predator that haunted our nights was the sun that brightened our days. This difficulty that we evolved to overcome left by its absence our struggling race aghast, free to stare with empty pupils into the infinite waste of our now meaningless existence. Tell me then, who is the madman? The one sitting endlessly on his ass, waiting for the sacred fire of his now zombified ambitions to rekindle itself by some divine intervention? Or the warrior, willing to use his own life force as gasoline to be poured on the pyre of his hopes and dreams? You are both the zombie and the warrior. Now choose. And if you choose to fight, and you elect struggle as your religion, then the hardest bit is behind you. For the toughest part of each journey is the first step. Lift on, struggler.